Welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to have you guys here. Tonight I am going to go hang out with some of my friends, go get some drinks, and just kind of have some girl time. So I wanted to do a little get ready with me, show you guys what I wear when I kind of like go hang out with my girls. And yeah, if you guys want to see how I get this look, just keep watching. I'm going to prime my skin with the RX Hangover. I really love this product. And since I'm using the Urban Decay All-Nighter, I just want something that's gonna like really hydrate my skin. I'm just using the Anastasia Brow Wiz in, I think it's medium brown. Yep, medium brown. So I always start at the tail and then I work my way forward. So I just start doing like little hair strokes, just as light as humanly possible. I literally have no hair in this area, so I like to be very careful with how I'm doing this. I'm always using the Tarte Shape Tape to kind of act as the base. I feel like it just makes a really gorgeous base for my shadows, so I do prefer to use this. I'm just taking it. The brush that I'm going to use for this is my M573 brush by Morphe, and this is just like a fluffy brush. I feel like it spreads the product a little more evenly than anything else. If I'm not using this brush, I will probably use my finger, but I feel like this just gives my lid nice even texture and kind of hides all the blue. I do have kind of like that blue veiny undertone, so it does get in the way a little bit. And then I just take my finger and then just like treat it like a little beauty blender. I'm going to go in with this really pretty color in the Artistry palette by Morphe. Ignore some of the broken ones. When they sent it to me, it came broken, but it's such a gorgeous palette. I was like, I'll get over it. I'll be fine. I'm going to use this, and it's pretty similar to the Orange Soda color. And I'm just going to use that as a transition shade with my MAC 224, my old faithful brush. To really define my crease, I'm going in with Park Ave Princess, and this is just a bronzer color. You could literally use whatever bronzer color you have. And I am just kind of defining that, and then I like to kind of like bring it out here, because it doesn't really matter, we'll clean that up later. And then I like to bring it in here as well to kind of bring my nose in a little bit. To start the color by going in with this one. It's just like a really, really soft kind of gray plum. I'm just gonna put that in the crease as well. And we'll start getting darker as we go. I'm just going to take my MAC 433 brush, and then I'm going to pick up a nice dark plum right here. This is like legit purple. Purple. And I'm just going to put that in the outer corners and keep it close to the bottom. And then I'm going to work it a little bit in my crease. So next I'm going to pick up a shade with a little bit more of a red vibe. I think I'm actually going to do this one right here. This one's got a little bit more red in it. And I'm just going to kind of bring that in a little bit more, but also darken that little corner right there. This is like my exact nail color. Alright, so I'm just going to bring a little bit of that color in. Alright. So next we're going to go in with this kind of like iridescent, kind of purpley pink color. And then I'm just going to pop that right in the center, and then I might put in a little bit more brown. Most of the time when I'm doing my shadows, I'm actually going to use my finger for that. When I'm doing my shadows, I don't know what direction I'm going, and I just kind of go as I go. Like I don't plan it out too much. I'm going in with this one right here, which is like a true deep plum color, and I'm going to use more of a detailed brush. I'm going to be using my smudging brush by It Cosmetics. I love this brush. I love their brushes. I really want that color to stick, so I'm just going to spray it a little bit with my Urban Decay setting spray. Just a little extra. And then I'm going to go in with that color. And this isn't something that needs to be like done perfectly. Honestly, like you're going to clean it up, so it's not the end of the world if you get a little bit of that below or whatever. My bottom lash line is going up towards my brow, so I like to follow that line and then bring it in and blend it. And then I'm going to just take my blending It Cosmetics brush. This one's a little bit more detailed. It's actually their crease brush. And I'm just going to very lightly blend it a little bit, because I want those colors to kind of come together. I don't want them to really be standing alone, because I think that that looks a little bit messy. Just taking a handy kind of like colorless brush and just kind of blending all of that. This is my Morphe E22. Alright. And then I'm just going to take a little bit of brown just to kind of ground it a little bit. Kind of not break up the purple, but just blend it all together. And I am using my Morphe 506 brush. And I'm actually going to be using this dark shade from Charlotte Tilbury. This one would also work really well. Just kind of anything that is like a dark brown, anything. I'm actually going to just use this Smashbox one because it's a matte. But literally any brown that you have, it will work. And I'm just going to go kind of in the same areas that I went. My eyelids are a little dry right now. I know that's like weird, but they're a little dry. Forgot to use my eye cream for a few days, and it's been really dry here in Denver, so I am feeling it. I am feeling it. Alright, so I have finished this eye, and I kind of just kept all of the darker colors with the plums and the darker browns down below. And then we're going to go do that bottom lid after we've gotten our foundations, concealer, and everything on. And I'm just going to go do this eye real quick off camera. So just finished that eye, and I'm going to use these lashes by Velour. I really love that they taper on both ends. They are a little longer towards the outer corners, but yeah, I do really love these ones. So before I go in with lashes, I'm going to be using the Tarteist mascara, and I am just going to put that on my top lashes. I put on a little bit of mascara before I put on my lashes, and it gives them something to hold on to. I just feel like they stay on better and longer than they do without it. But if you do have an eyelash curler, it would be smart to use an eyelash curler to give them something almost like a wall to build for your lashes. Yes. There we go. Alright, so I got those lashes on easy peasy. The real test is, can we get them on as easily as we did on this eye? Probably, realistically, no. But we gonna try, you know? Alright, so we finished that, so let's get started on foundation. And I am going to be using the Urban Decay All Nighter. I am a little darker down here on my neck and on my chest and on the rest of my body because I spray tanned. And then I leave my face clean. I'm just going to put on a little bit more of that primer on my cheeks because I really want to make sure that my cheeks are like nice and hydrated. And prepped for this. My skin's kind of going through like a sensitive time. It's going through a sensitive time, okay? Freaking love this. This is one of my favorite full coverage foundations. Oh, come on, come on. Oh, it's gauzy. And I'm just gonna use one pump that looks like it'll match. It oxidizes a little bit, so. I really want to make sure that I like to like kind of go along the perimeter of my face because that's usually where the mistakes are made. And then work my way in. And I want to make sure I get my ear too because ain't nothing worse than a pink ear and like a yellow tan face. That looks so weird. Gosh, I love this foundation. I forgot how much I loved this foundation. I haven't used it in like 6 months because I've been off trying other products and whatnot, and why did I ever turn from you? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. I love this foundation. Ugh. It's amazing. Look how far this one pump is going. It's going across my like whole face. I realize, I know that like I'm a little intense with my beauty blender, but I am pressing that stuff in my pores and I like want it to go in. I feel like I watched my last video back and I was like, girl, calm down on the beauty blender. You like go so heavy and so intense on it. I'm only using 2 pumps. This last pump is going to go across my entire face, so it's not going to be necessary to go for a third. Honestly, I probably didn't even need a full second pump, but it came out, so we're using it. I love this foundation because I love full coverage. And I love that kind of like poreless doll look that you get from this foundation. It really is just like such a good foundation. If you were to like sit here and blend for like 20 minutes, you could probably honestly go with one single pump across your entire face. Before someone hits me up in the comments and tells me that this color is darker than my skin tone, I already know. So for my décolletage, I'm going to be using the Lumi Glotion by L'Oreal. I like this product because it gives a little bit of a glow, but not too much. So it's not like so intense that like you're like, girl, calm down on the shoulder glow, but it does give a really nice glow. I really wanted to use my Loving Tan, but I couldn't find it. I haven't gotten to really use that, so I was like really excited to use it, but I haven't really gotten to use this, so I'm excited to be using it now. Glow, baby girl. Ooh. Yeah. All right, I'm done. Yeah, I like this. It is nice. I think it was like $6. Don't quote me on that. I'll put everything I'm using in the description box, so don't worry about it, but super affordable, really great product. Nice little glow for the summertime that's coming up. Are y'all ready? Oh my god, I cannot wait for summer. The one thing that Denver does right is freaking summers. Denver summers are amazing. I love them so much. And I'm just going to put a little bit of the Tarte Shape Tape right in the center. Right here. And then we're going to like work it in a little bit before I go. Bring it down. Oh my god, my freaking hands are shaking. What is going on? Put a little bit on my nose. And then I'm going to do a little bit here to kind of like bring that all forward. And then I like to put a little bit here, just like a little triangle, because it like brings my face in. And then you're like, oh my god, did you like lose 5 pounds? And I'm like, yes. No, I didn't, because I haven't been to the gym in like months. Just kidding. But yeah, so my like gym game isn't strong, but I eat like so healthy. It's like stupid. So it's funny because like when Brady and I first got together, I was like in the gym for like a literal 3 hours. It was kind of stupid and kind of crazy, and I was kind of a nut job. And now I'm like, do we have to go? And he's like, yes. but I eat super healthy and he's not like a super healthy eater. And so I'm like, we need to eat like so healthy. And so we made this pact where he has to drag me to the gym and I have to get him to eat his broccoli. For my under eyes, I'm using the Lancome translucent powder. I love this, and what I'm doing is I picked up a little bit and I'm just pressing it into my skin with my beauty blender. And then see, it kind of like evens out that tone, whereas like on this side it's like stark white, you know? This kind of like evens out the tone and gives it a little more color. I'm just taking a little bit more on my beauty blender and I'm going to press it into my skin where I get oily. I do get oily skin even here in Denver. It is so dry here. If you guys have never been, it is so dry. Alright, so I have set my face and I am just going to go in and brighten my nose. Just put a teeny line going down. So the reason why I'm going through and putting this powder back on and just leaving it is because I want it to set and I want it to bake a little bit. And I'm just gonna let that sit, and then right here while I am doing my contouring, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna wipe it away in just a sec. So for my contour, I'm going to be using the coolest shade in the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. This has been a holy grail color of mine. I don't really use these four over here that much, but I am obsessed with Kat Von D's coolest shade. I should honestly be buying the singles, but I just like having the whole palette. I also like to tap it into my skin because I feel like what I have learned is that my skin holds product better when I'm tapping that product in, and I like this brush because it's really dense, it's tapered. This is from the It Cosmetics Velvet Luxe collection, and I like to kind of press that up into my cheeks. And I feel like if I press up right here towards the center, it kind of gives my cheeks a lifted look. So I like to do that. I'm just pressing in and up. And I'm going to do the same thing on my forehead. I'm pressing in and going into my hairline. To do my nose contour, I am going to be using the same shade very lightly, and I'm going to be using my Morphe M573 brush. I'm going to use that same cool shade in the Kat Von D palette, and I'm literally going to use the smallest amount you can imagine, because a nose contour gone bad, a nose contour that's done wrong is a very sad thing to look at. And I have done that, so I'm not, you know, we've all had our moments, and that's okay. And I'm just kind of using that contour that I did in the center to highlight, to also be the indicator of where it should be going. And I'm just lightly feathering it down. I almost forgot to knock off that excess. Just feathering it down. Then we're going to bring it up. And I like to bring it into my shadow, regardless of whatever look I'm doing. I feel like it really brings together and pulls together everything. So I really like to do that, and that's a step that's, like, I think so key in the nose contour. Alright, so the last thing we have to do is put on some blush, and I really want something with a little bit of a mauve color to it. This one by Tarte. Oh, I think we're gonna go with this one. What is this one? This one is Exposed by Tarte. I'm just going to tap into this with my Core Diffuser brush by Sephora. I love this brush for blush. It's not like an ideal blush brush, but I actually really like using it. I've been using it for like the last 6 months, and I love it for blush. So I'm just going to sweep this on to my cheeks, work it up a little. Before we move on with lips, I am going to put a little bit of my bronzer color under my lid to kind of tie everything together. I like to do bronzer colors usually on the bottom because I think it's just like a nice subtle way to pull everything together without, you know, making it look like I have pink eye. And then I'm going to go in with a little bit of a darker color, that same color that we used by Smashbox. And then I'm just going to kind of darken the corner here, and then most of the attention will come here because it'll be lighter. So I'm bringing it, and I like to bring together the colors from the top and the bottom. I feel like that kind of ties everything together. Makes it look a little cleaner. So I'm just sweeping it like a little bit in the center, but I'm focusing on the color on the two corners. So I started using the Tarteist on my lower lashes, but I feel like the bristles and like the applicator is just too thick and it's too big for bottom lashes. So I'm switching back to my telescopic carbon. If you guys follow me on Instagram, which you should, this is one of my holy grail products. I love it. I love the applicator. It's so thin. Like, look how thin this is. I don't even know if the camera is showing that, but it's so thin. So it really allows you to get like deep in there so you can really coat those lashes. And we are going to be using Pillow Talk. I feel like a little like move has to be done with that because it's like, ooh, Pillow Talk? Okay. Okay. I love this color. It's just such a nice, like, low-key color. So last thing we're going to do is we are going to pop on a teeny tiny bit of highlighter. I'm not someone who's like super gung-ho about highlighter. And I was going to use the Charlotte Tilbury Bar of Gold, but I just recently found my blush again. This is Adoration by NARS. And I love this kind of shimmery pink that we have in there. And I think when used very, very lightly, it can make a really gorgeous highlight. So let's try it out, shall we? I've never used it as a highlight, but today I want to. So I am just going to be using my Morphe M501 brush. This is just a really simple, fluffy brush, and I like this for highlighting. So I'm just picking up a little bit of that product. I am just going to go across my nose. That's where I like to do most of my highlight, but I'm trying to keep the highlight on this look really simple, just kind of like a glow. And we're just going to do a little bit on my Cupid's bow. Oh, that kind of like fades into the lipstick really nicely. And then I am just going to put a little bit where the light hits my cheeks, which is right here. So I'm just going to put a little bit there. I don't really go nuts like on my forehead and stuff. Again, like makeup, it's all about finding what works for your face. And for me, the highlight looks really great right here. Alright, so we have finished this look, so we are just going to give it a quick little spritz using the Murad Prebiotic Mist. I really like using this. It's just such a fine mist. I feel like it doesn't really matter what you use, whether it's Max Fix Plus or, you know, Urban Decay All Nighter, like whatever you like. I just like this because it kind of ties together those powders and the creams and those liquids that we used, and then it kind of gives that like glowing skin look. It wasn't like hitting my face there for a second. Alright, so let's take these little clips out. Alright, so this is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I have so much fun playing with makeup and hanging with you guys, so feel free to let me know what kind of videos you guys want to see down in the comments below. Don't forget to hit subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell button because then you guys will know when I post and everything that's going on YouTube. You guys can find me at Cordially K on Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, literally everywhere else. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I hope you guys have an amazing day. Love you guys so much. Mwah. Bye, beauties. Oh wait. Clavicle? I don't know. Ain't no thing but a chicken wing.